It is not a coincidence that you keep getting the same kind of persons as partners. They come in different faces with different names, but they cause the same kind of confusion, the same pain, and the story always ends in the same way. And you will be asking yourself, why do the same kind of people keep coming my way? Why do I date the same kind of people with the same characteristics? This happens because you go for what is familiar. You don't go for what is good for you. You don't go for what is healthy. You attract what is already familiar. Let's take this example. If you have been used to chaotic relationships, the day somebody genuine and calm, peace-loving comes your way, you will classify that person as boring because you are already familiar with the chaotic ways. You are used to all the fightings, the explanations, all those things. So when you see somebody who is really genuine, you start thinking that he is boring, that he is not your type of man. I am not saying this to blame you. No, 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 no. I am simply saying that you can recognize what is happening and then break off that chain and then walk away from that pattern, because sometimes you think it's bad luck. No, it's not bad luck. It's just a pattern you have created for yourself by associating with familiarity rather than what is good or what is healthy. It is a pattern. You don't just attract them randomly. It's because they feel familiar. They have that thing, that connection to what you have been doing that is familiar to you. If in your own case you've been used to chasing love, people that will come your way most often will be people that want to make you chase them. And because it is already familiar with you, it seems normal, especially in the beginning. It's a normal thing to you. So you don't find any problem with it until deeper into the relationship, where they start bringing up all the other qualities that the other people portrayed, and you start seeing it as a problem. However, it is not something that you cannot solve. In another case, if you grew up feeling unseen, like they were not noticing you, you may just find yourself chasing people who don't fully show up for you. Most times you will associate with those people that don't show up, and you will have to make yourself relevant. You will have to make them see you. It is a pattern. You're not attracting the wrong people by error. It is not by accident. You're entertaining what aligns with your emotional conditioning. You have conditioned your emotions, and so you tend to align with anything that feels like that. Another reason is your boundaries or lack of boundaries. When you don't set clear boundaries, you end up accepting behavior you said you would never tolerate. You ignored red flags because you don't want to start over. You say, I am already in it. Let me just handle it. Let me just manage it. You over-explain your worth to people who should already see it. People don't change because you stayed. They change when they decide to. And so too, you can put an end to all of this. You can put an end to that pattern that you have created for yourself. You can change it by becoming unfamiliar to those things you were familiar with. In the beginning, it will be boring because it will feel strange. It will feel unsure, to the point you will even ask yourself if you're on the right track. Those things you didn't used to do, you start doing them. You stop accepting the things you used to accept. They know exactly what they are doing. Those people that keep coming your way in different faces, bearing different names. It's because they see how patient you are. They see your kindness. They see how much you're willing to give. And they take advantage of it. Not because you are weak, but because you haven't learned when to walk away. And that's the shift you need. So to be able to break off those shackles, to start attracting a different set of people, become unfamiliar to those things that were so familiar to you. If you were used to trying to prove your worth to somebody, stop it. You know your worth. They will come for you. Just be you. And break this up by being honest to yourself. Just be honest to yourself. What patterns have you been ignoring? What red flags did you excuse? What version of yourself keeps settling? Then you raise your standards, not just in words, but in actions. Raise your standards in actions. You stop explaining basic respect. You stop chasing clarity. You stop trying to fix people who don't see a problem. And you learn to be comfortable walking away. The day you decide and that you will feel comfortable when you walk away, that day you start breaking those chains. The day you decide to become unfamiliar with the familiar things, the familiar characteristics of those people, then you start breaking away from them. And gradually you see that a new set of people will come your way. Break away. Become unfamiliar to the familiar characteristics.